called me and she says I'm coming back out. This is a little bull calf from this morning. He never really filled out. I saw him eating on her. Got video of it. So it's like, okay, well, she just doesn't have any milk. So she went to make a half a bottle of colostrum for him. And she checked her milk, by the way. And I went and got a cc of oxy for her to make her milk come in. I give her shot, let her out of the lockups. Ty gets down here with the bottle, catches the heifer calf in here, draining her. So, oxy ain't gonna hurt her. Help her if anything. And, you know, he went, as you're staring at Ty's butt, he went over and ate what he could. So now, that pair is out there. Since the trough isn't inside, it's got to have the gate open so she can get water. And heifer is busy eating right now. So, that's one of the things that Chad doesn't have to worry about, since he doesn't do any heifers. Heifers just let anybody eat off of them.
That's what I think of that shit.
There you go, Chad. Oh, by the way, Ty, I just read Chad's comment, replied to him. 120 calves on the ground now. He's half done.
Let me guess, you have a lot of heifers. If you do, that's for you.
Well, he sells them anyway. He don't care.
I don't give a shit.
Anyway, that's your Friday night update. Getting something into him, keep them separated, so that she will figure out not to let anybody else eat off of her.
His eyes are like Iceman.
Yeah, his eyes have that line around them like Iceman did when he was little.
His are more gray.
And
Silvery gray.
I think it may be something to do with Wally, because they're both Wally calves. And I thought I saw another one that kind of looked that way. It was one of his calves. So who knows? I mean, their eyes seem to work. So we're going to stick with that. Call it good. It's been a long day. So I'm going to let you go. And if I'm really lucky, I'm going to get some dinner sometime tonight. Look who stepped up right in the front row to say hi to me. Literally, Hope was up here, 325, and that other head down below, that's a brat. See? And he just pushed his way right up to the front row. So, good morning, cowboy. Hi, Hope. I'm not going to pick your nose for you. No, you got your own hooves for that. Oh, yeah, and you. What you think, bud? Okay. Come here. Somebody's got to come up here so I can give him some lovins this morning. Okay, we'll get the brat. Just don't break my arm off. Because you're a brat. Yes, you are a brat. Oh, last little bit I got to feed. And you can tell it's kind of bright out there. It's also kind of late. I woke up at my normal time. Coffee pot was going. I heard it. I'm thinking, okay, in a few minutes, coffee will be done. Yeah, next thing I knew, the sun beat me up. So it sounds like we're not going to have any rain till this afternoon. I don't know. You know how the weatherman is. It's like my phone app's been more accurate lately. But my phone app says we got 2 days of rain, 2 days of no rain, and then back into rain for a week. The weatherman says, oh, it's going to rain all the way through till next weekend. So, who knows? At any rate, I was going to show you little shit down at the other end. That little bull calf, he's perky this morning, so I'll assume that he's actually getting some milk and that he partook in some milk. He had a milk nose this morning too, so I mean that kind of tells me that he did. And oh my God, you should have heard all the cows with calves. I got done in the back barn and I went across to shut the lights off in the feed barn, and I had about half of them giving me what for because I hadn't been over to feed them yet. It's like, forgive me, ladies. I'm tired. I slept all right when I slept. And And the coyotes were out last night, so, but I couldn't tell what direction. So, of course, once I come out the door, they'd shut up. So I searched every direction and didn't find anything. It is what it is. It's where it goes half the time. Well, that's no longer in the middle of the fence. And of course, we're down here, and Ty ends up right over here and finds a hole in the ground. It's about 6 inches by 12 inches. There's another part of one there. There's a culvert just about right there. This lines up with it. I wasn't sure if it did or not. I was hoping it was just a small hole in the top of the culvert at a joint, and it just sucked in. No big deal. Started throwing a bunch of rocks down there. Big rocks. Those are the small ones that are left in the bucket. And the hole measures the same depth, and it didn't sound right when they were hitting. So guess what? We got to dig out, and that's got to be just sucking over from, because this is the center of the culvert right here. So I'm going to go get rid of this stuff, move some manure, and hopefully, it sounds like they're talking later and later for rain, but hopefully get down here and get this thing dug out before it rains. Ty's going to come out and mark it, because it's kind of hard to find when you're driving around down here. It was just luck of the draw she found it. So yeah, anyway, she's going to bring a fiberglass fence post down and mark it, and we'll get it hopefully later today. Well, I found the problem. Let's get up home. I found a problem before I got over here. I started come up with a piece of yeah, that was part of a splice joint, and I covered it back up. There's a piece of steel pipe there, smaller diameter, that was shoved into this one, and then this one from right there to right there just fell apart. I think it's good that way. I'm going to dig back. In the meantime, no, of course it's full of dirt, and there's rocks in there the size of my feet that we tried to plug the hole with before we dug it out. Ty's bringing a shovel down so she can try to dig that out. I'm going to come around and dig out a little farther. I'll clean that off too, because I think if I remember right, the chunk that's there is actually like a piece of quarter wall pipe, like 8-10 pipe. But then it's clustered together from the end. There's corrugated regular culvert, there's pipe, there's concrete culvert, a little bit of everything, because it went in stages. And when you're, at the time, lucky enough to have a couple of friends that drive dump truck, that back then, any leftovers on a job, it was all thrown away. So most of the drivers would throw it in the back of their truck at the end of the night and take it home. I might have to somebody bring me a damn coat. Jesus. I mean, it's probably still 60 degrees, but the wind makes it feel like about 40 half the time. Anyway, you see what I'm doing and what I'm doing it with. Works good for this kind of stuff. Boys and girls, look like a good culvert to you? Yeah, she's been flipping it off. I'm trying to remember. The culvert, since we had the neighbors, we extended it so you can at least ride a bike through here when you're chasing cows. So the old grocery cart is the screen for the end of it. We didn't leave room to get a tractor through here because the tree that was there you wouldn't have got through anyway, but you can get a bike through here. And anyway, I think it used to start about here because we had a gap to the fence that was always a pain in the ass. So I think what I'm parked on top of, and it may not have been all the way through though, so know that it came out this far, but that's a decent piece of heavier pipe. And then it went into said culvert, which later, hey Ty, you don't want to go down any deeper.
No, I'm getting just this part up.
Okay. Oh, you're following.
following.
There's enough there to follow. Okay.
I'm not doing it.
The steel pipe was inside the plastic, and yeah, I poked a hole in the plastic. We can patch that. Actually, it depends on what we're gonna get, because we'll get something that'll hopefully just slide over that one. It'll slide in this one. But from here, Ty says it looks like there's a joint somewhere in here. She said I was parked on it. So, I mean, that's probably a 15, might be a 20-foot piece. And when we get down to this end, it's concrete. And I got a feeling that, I know there's a bunch of pieces in here, but I got a feeling that it's concrete slid inside that plastic. Well, actually, she said reaching in there, the dirt in there was set up like concrete, probably because it's the bottom of a concrete tile.
No, it's all freaking...
Yeah, I know. They get packed in and set up, and they find their own level.
I hate my job.
I love my job. I love my job. I love my job. Yeah, I'm not sure when she gets up here to the end if she's going to end up getting flooded or not. That's why I want you to start at this end so it's got somewhere to go. And now we got to find a piece of gold. I mean, a piece of culvert. I know once you get that size and that size, they're not cheap. Used to get those for free all the time, chunks anyway. So, yeah, there's what's left of it there. There's one of them rocks I dumped in. You picked most of them up. I think there's probably still a few in there, though. So, anyway, this is the fun we're having. If we got to dig down a little more later, that's fine. You know. And it's sprinkled a couple of times, but it ain't rained yet. Google told me it was going to be raining at 5. So we got a little bit of time, just not a lot. Oh yeah, and she's dealing with the shit that they planted over there.
Everything's all rated.
Yeah, if she could take a freaking Benadryl, she would, but if she took a Benadryl right now, you can see her laying there snoring.
I'd probably kill over, to be honest.
Probably.
I almost literally died on it once.
Yep, her and Benadryl, and then some meds that she's on, they do not mix. So, yeah. Yay. All because of a hole over here, which y'all saw, which, of course, the thing is, one cow steps in there. Hey, you found one of them rocks. Cow steps in there, or bull steps in there. Well, see, I told you, I threw like a dozen of them in. I thought I was being optimistic. So, I guess that's enough showing you this. Got the hoe cleaned up good enough. It's off. Put the pallet forks on. That's probably what I'll need next anyway. She fed them earlier, but, you know, they just keep eating more and more and more. That's one reason we got to get that culvert fixed down there. And they can go out. And, of course, we got some fence to check. And I know there's, down past that culvert, there's a limb on the fence and stuff like that. But they may go on pasture here sooner than later. Still put hay in for them, but won't be near as much. All that. Hopefully get the cows out on pasture too before the grass gets any taller. Because a lot of that will, I mean, right now for the main group, I'm not sure where to put them besides in the lane, which doesn't have much. And in that draw piece we drive through, which that's not that big. Because if it would work out I'd like to take hay off out and back. That last piece back there, I put the C90 on. Because that's worked the last couple of years, or not. I don't know if it did it last year, but a couple of years before that. And unfortunately, the bottom, where the yearlings will go, has the most grass and the most area that we can go to at the moment. But the most animals are going to be over here with the least pasture at the moment. So, I don't know. And we got a bunch of fence to check out and back. That last piece I did. Creek wipes it out. Neighbors' rotten trees wipe it out. But anyway, this is the end of the day. No new babies. Just try to find a hunk of culvert now. I might have to go upstream where there's some rock and stuff in the bottom of the creek bed and pan for some gold so we can afford one of those. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you all had a good Saturday. As I just walk back and forth, and Ty does all the work, right? Hope everybody has a great Sunday. And Ty already said she's sleeping in the morning. I don't care. I really don't. I might sleep in the morning. Of course, I better at least get up and look at the cameras. So, hey, give her a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Rainey says, please. Otherwise, you don't get to watch Rainey walk around. Oh, I guess you can. I mean, it's free to watch anyway. All right. And it's starting to spit again.